Welcome to the very first lesson video that we're going to have together, spring 2023. Every single week, you're going to have lesson videos. Most of them I make. Sometimes I curate them from other sources when other people already have a wonderful video lesson that applies to our class. I will link that for you in your course content weekly folder. But this folder is the Start Here folder because we're going to go over some course logistics. Quiz 1 is in this folder, and all of these videos that go over different components of course logistics, all of these videos give you the information you're going to need in order to ace quiz 1. So quiz 1 is not about course content, it's about course logistics, okay? And quiz 1 replaces your course agreement form that you might be doing for some other instructors. You don't need to print off a course agreement form for me. You're going to complete quiz 1, which takes the place of the course agreement form, and I'll show you some fine print on the syllabus that kind of takes the place of the course agreement form also. Okay, so I'm going to focus, as we go through my syllabus, I'm going to focus on the stuff that's specific to our class and how you're going to earn points and how you're going to behave and what the schedule is like. I'm going to focus mainly on that in this video. Then you're going to have other videos to watch in this initial Start Here folder because I'm going to explain some of the course assignments that you have to do, give you some more details. So I'm going to kind of skip over them a little bit, not skip, but skim over them a little bit in this class, this video together, so I can pay a little bit more attention to those weekly assignments, especially where you get some of the kind of the pulse check that you're going to do, these weekly assignments that just kind of keeps your finger on the pulse of class over the 17 weeks that we have together. Okay, so I'm Mrs. T, so you see my name right here and my contact information. Now, I've already put in Blackboard several different places, maybe you've already seen it, that you need to text me and tell me your name like it's going to appear on the roster and tell me the name that you want to go by so we can communicate that way. Whether you're my face-to-face or my online student, you're going to have my personal cell number and you can text me 24/7. If I'm asleep, when you text me, I will text you when I wake up. I sometimes wake up at 4 a.m., I sometimes wake up at 6 a.m. So if you text me at midnight, you're probably going to get a text from me to reply somewhere, in that time frame. So don't be surprised, but you can text me anytime. Please do it when something pops into your head. Don't postpone it because you think I'm busy. Text me all the time because I have my phone set on silent when texts come through. So if I do happen to be asleep in the overnight hours when you're wide awake and up and at it, I don't mind. Text me at 2 a.m. I'll respond when I can. Okay. And so we'll have a constant flow of information between us that way. You also have my email address here. If you do want to email for any reason, that's absolutely fine. If I have to email something to you, it will come from my PTC email address to your PTC email address. If you ask me specific privacy triggering questions in a text message, my reply to you will probably be, I can't text you about this, but I'm going to send you an email, because there are some things that federal law mandates I make sure you keep under private, like a cloak of privacy, right? So the way that we do that at PTC, especially for online students, if I can't talk to you face to face, that I will email you that specific information from my PTC email address to your PTC email address to take care of that privacy issue. Okay, so you have my office hours, which I'm on the main campus on Monday nights from 5 to 6, and I've got a class right afterwards in that room. I'm on the South campus or the South site on Tuesday and Thursday mornings. Right after my classes, I have office hours. Also, Wednesdays and Fridays, I don't have any scheduled classes, but I'm on the main campus very often for committee meetings and some other things that I do with the emergency response team that I volunteer for. And so Fridays and Wednesdays, I'm kind of back and forth between the two locations, whether it's the South site or the main campus in North Little Rock. So I'm all over the place, but you have my cell number. So if my office hours that you see here don't work with your schedule, guess what? We will make something work, whether it's a phone call, whether it's FaceTime. I have actually gone to Edwards Food Giant before for somebody's 15-minute break to have a meeting with them because we couldn't figure out another time when both of us were available. So I will come to you if necessary. We can have a burger at David's Burgers or whatever, but I am available for you. So please text me and always use that means of communication with me. So here's the course description, the online materials, the course materials, which is your online textbook. An online textbook comes with this class. If you don't want to use an online textbook, that's fine. But look on the Start Here page in Blackboard for the opt-out instructions, because you're going to be charged for an ebook whether you want one or not. So in order to not be charged, if you want to buy a physical copy, that's fine. There's some instructions on how to do that on the Start Here page. Not instructions, but what the textbook is. Here it is too. You can get this one, 11th or 12th. So you look for that. And but if you want to opt out, there's some instructions that you have to follow that are on the Start Here page. Okay. But from day one, you have access to the ebook. Look in your UAPTC email and look for an email from, I think it's going to come from Brightware.reg or Brightwave. I can't remember what it says. I hope I have the right word typed here. But anyway, you'll look for an email from those folks, and that will give you a link to your ebook. You'll have it through the end of the semester. Okay, our mission statement, our institutional learning outcomes, our general education outcomes. We here in the sociology class that we have, we are in the general education program. You might also have me on your culinary degree plan. You might have me on your nursing degree plan. But in general, we contribute to the general education learning outcomes. And so you can see that I've got some asterisks there on which ones apply to our class. The overall institution is the college itself. So you look for the asterisks. That's what this course is contributing to. So you're going to be building your critical thinking. You're going to be building your cultural awareness. You're going to be able to analyze, and you're going to be able to synthesize concepts, like combine concepts. We're going to do that a lot in a sociology class together. Specifically, our learning outcomes are listed here. And you will see in each of our weekly folders, I will have which one of these or more, sometimes it's more than one, we're going to focus on in that particular week worth of lessons. Okay. So you'll see these over and over and over again. You'll hear me talking about them in the video lectures, and you'll see them on the projects that you have to complete. You'll see like which parts of these outcomes that particular project is assessing and that kind of stuff. Okay. And so here are also some standard things on every single syllabus. You have an attendance policy, course policies. Specifically in my class, you can read these. You must read these. Read these, please. I'm not going to read them to you, but read them, please, or have your screen reader read them to you from the document that is posted for you online. Basically, we're going to be adults in this class. We're going to have friendly relationship between you and me. We're going to be approachable to each other, friendly and nice, but all in the confines of professionalism. We're not friends, but we are professional and friendly in the professional realm. And you're just going to be polite with your colleagues, which is like your classmates in this class. You're going to be polite and nice when you interact with them on a discussion board, and we're going to be polite and nice with each other. And so you're going to check announcements. You're going to check the weekly folders regularly, because that's where all your big info comes from. And that's just basically what these specific class rules refer to. It's just professional adult behavior. And so I know we're not going to have any problem with that. There's a section on academic integrity on every single syllabus, and specifically I give you some an explanation of some things that have occurred in the past: plagiarism, cheating, and collusion. And so please read this section, because we don't tolerate these things at PTC. You can't have some kind of online artificial intelligence generate a paper for you. You can't do all these things. I have kind of created the class so that you really don't get any benefit. You can't really do well if you try to Google answers on the projects, and you can't really do well unless you have taken notes on the video lectures and you just kind of follow along and organize all your notes so that when you're ready to sit down with project one, you have the correct set of notes that you personally have taken in front of you. Because it's not really something, the projects especially, I'll explain those here in just a second, but you can't really do well on those if you try to like Google answers. It'll be really obvious, and you just can't earn points for that. So just make sure that you know not to do any of these things, and I have given you the dictionary.com definition of each of these just in case you have, you were like, what the heck is that? Well, there's your definition. So don't do it. Okay. So this grading policy is the standard grading policy that the University of Arkansas Pulaski Technical College uses. And in our particular class, we have 600 points. And so there's tests, there's projects, weekly reaction papers. Look at my air quotes when I say the word weekly. Weekly quizzes. Look at my air quotes when we say that. And there's an extra credit discussion board. Now I'm going to go over these things in more detail in a couple of other videos, maybe 3 short videos that follow this one. This is the longest one, I promise. So anyway, you've got some information here that you're going to need to familiarize yourself with, and we will revisit this in another video in just a second. Okay. So also look at this tentative course schedule. What's the word tentative mean? It means that, things could change. Now, I think I've got this down pretty close to what's gonna, what you can count on, but things could change. So that's what tentative means here. But please look at the dates and like what's due and when. Week 1 here, January 17th through 22nd, please notice that some of these due dates that I have listed here don't fall within week 1, but you have access to this material. Now, the reason that week 1 is different from all the other weeks on our schedule is because drop and add students sometimes don't add this class with us. They're not our classmate until like the Friday of week 1. And so if you have already registered, if you're looking at this on day 1, please go ahead and complete all the information in the Start Here folder and the week 1 folder, and just go ahead and submit stuff. But you have until January 26th so that everybody can do quiz 1. You have until January 26th. And so that everybody can do week 1 stuff, you have until January 27th. Okay. But the whole rest of the schedule, please note that this last day, like the 29th, that's when things are due. So, so January 29th is the last day of week 2. So quiz 3 and reaction paper 2 are due on that Sunday night by midnight. January 30th through February 5th is week 3. So let's see, quiz 4 and reaction paper 3 are due on February 5th, that Sunday at midnight. Okay. And so it keeps on going down. So please notice that everything is due. All the weekly assignments are due on Sunday nights. And in the next video, we will give you some major detail about those other things like the projects and the tests that are due. But please familiarize yourself with this schedule. You'll find it not only on the syllabus, but there's a link to it on the Start Here page so you can see it. Add some due dates on your phone or your calendar, however you keep that, your paper calendar, if that's what you keep. You can add all these due dates so that you get reminders. And, I've even got the final exam due date listed here. Okay. There's also, under these campus policies, some very good phone numbers for you to have, and some email addresses for people if you need to contact them. Michelle Anderson, the Associate Dean of Students, or she also handles the disability support services if you have some kind of accommodation that I am happy to make for you in our class together. And look at this very last page. There is no course agreement form. You are simply going to read the fine print at the bottom of every single page of this syllabus, and you're going to complete quiz 1 after you watch all the rest of the videos in the Start Here folder. So let's get busy, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.